Okay, everybody. Takes me a second. Sorry. I'm not the best when it comes to this whole YouTube streaming sort of thing. Normally, I have my brother here. I think he is completely passed out. Just he's done. Cannot move. Cannot function. It's very terrible. I don't know if Dean will be joining us today. More than likely not. And if he does, I think he'll be way too far behind to actually participate. But not a big deal. So, like I said earlier, on Twitter, this stream is going to be about the whole D'Angelo, Wallace, and Turkey Tom thing going on. Um, I thought it kind of died down, but I guess D'Angelo did an apology video that was a non-apology video, which is great. I do like that because normally when you get involved in one of those controversies, everybody's upset, blah blah blah, people got you. Um, I think it is really nice that he did a not apology video because he's how do you say it? I don't think he's 100% wrong in not apologizing, because if you apologize, that means you admit fault. But I also think it's kind of hypocritical. Whatever. It doesn't matter really. But you never want to apologize. Now, let me give everybody just a quick rundown as people are joining in. You kind of come back to this point in the video. What happened was there's these two YouTubers. There's D'Angelo Wallace. There's Turkey Tom, and Turkey Tom did this video. At this point, I want to say 5-6 days old. But if you look up his channel, still up there. It's just called YouTube Sponsors. In the YouTube Sponsors video, Turkey Tom told a little bit of a joke. And I clipped that specific joke, right? I clipped that specific joke, and I said, what is it, right? What is the anti-Semitism? And well, let me transition over so you guys can all see the same thing I'm looking at. We'll do this a little old school. Okay, now what's on my screen is my OBS window. Now what's on my screen is the joke in question, the thing that set this entire thing off, and I'm going to play it, and I want you to kind of just tell me right off the bat if you feel this is an example of racism and anti-Semitism.
Oh, look, it's my favorite developer, Plarium.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Why are we still here? Just to suffer. Every night, I can feel my leg.
Yeah. That was the video, and this is the one I was part of. That was the joke, guys. I'm looking at it. Hey, what's up, everybody? Since I don't have my brother here, help me read the chat. I'll be reading it off my phone because we got to use the other YouTube windows. Hey, Lady Titania. Hey, Marianic. I guess I'm gonna be the first in chat to say something. Lady Titania beat you to it. Yeah, thank you, Lady Titania. Now here's the thing. I don't expect everybody to watch everything that I make. But we did do a video on this yesterday, and in the video we brought up this how this kind of started. Right, this whole thing began when he made that video. That joke was in the video, and let me just put this onto the screen for you guys. This is what sets it off. This tweet right here is basically accusing Turkey Tom of releasing a video that was, loaded with anti-Semitic imagery and anti-Semitic jokes, and that I just don't see it. And the evidence that the really brilliant individual D'Angelo Wallace used was that his comment section was littered with anti-Semitic comments. One of those anti-Semitic comments being, damn Turkey Tom is red-pilled. Because I guess D'Angelo Wallace never watched The Matrix. With respect, maybe I'm getting too old, because I guess The Matrix is outdated now. It's in the movie, it's like this futuristic dystopia where everybody is like connected to a machine, and really that's kind of just modern day living. So I can see why maybe it's not so popular anymore, which is just a damn shame, really. The whole thing about being a slave to technology is that Matrix has lost all meaning. It's just talking into a camera. I'm talking into people that I can't even see. I see you in the chat here. Oh man, so I'm just joking around, but like legit, right? So he put out this tweet accusing Turkey Tom of being a racist and anti-Semite based on that 20-second video. Sorry, that 20-second clip from a 16-minute video. So I went back and I was like, oh, let me just check through Turkey Tom's like videos from like the past month, right? And granted, I'm not watching every single thing that's on this kid's channel. I'm not seeing the evidence behind it. And what I am seeing though is the kid's edgy, and he likes being a little edgelord. He's 17. Uh, that's kind of what I would expect from a 17-year-old, to be honest. Uh, maybe I'm just too jaded. I was trying to say about this entire thing. I watched that and I go like, you got anti-Semitism from that? And then I was like, what about South Park? So I had this entire montage that I did in the video that Origami actually put together, and it's just all the jokes from Eric Cartman, all the actual anti-Semitic jokes that are in there. And someone commented on my video. It's clearly they didn't watch the video because they thought I called him an SJW. And he's not an SJW. He's 100% an offended white girl. See, and apparently the person said that those two are the same thing. So if you are an offended white girl, you're an SJW. I didn't say that. That's what the person in my YouTube comments said. Hey Aura, what's up, man? Also, what happens is it started with D'Angelo said the video is relying on racism to gain an audience when it didn't hit hard enough. Some leaked Discord convo with Tom using the N word. Yes, D'Angelo race baited and shielded his grifting by saying it was through criticism. No context was provided with those links. Yeah, no. Here's the thing. What happened, and this is the thing that I cannot figure out. Right, we're gonna watch the not apology video here in just a second. The thing I cannot figure out is he says, well, I just happened to watch this video by Turkey Tom, and I'm going like, the kid's an edgelord, right? And you seem to be really butthurt and offended by like anything. So, why were you watching his content in the first place, right? Are you like a regular viewer of his or something? It didn't sound like it. It didn't sound like you really engaged with the dude. It sounds like he's got half your fucking subs, and you were looking to kind of, I don't know, get an easy win. and the thing is, when the whole thing didn't hit hard enough, like Aura said, Turkey Tom basically comes down and says, "Look, I'm not." He was actually kind of respectful in denying that he wasn't. The situation kind of dies down because there's no anti-Semitism in there. Nobody who is being objective and truthful and watches that video would get that message unless they're an offended white girl. Sorry. Yeah, no, yeah, no. But nobody who watched that video would get that message, right? So I'm sitting here going like, how'd this whole thing start in the first place? Anyways, it dies down. Thanksgiving hits. D'Angelo comes out and leaks out private Discord messages that are about a year old where Turkey Tom's using the N-word. And it's crazy, right? So I asked my girlfriend how she felt about that, and her response was, it's a dumb white boy. And I go, yeah, that's basically what I got from it. It was a dumb white kid. Like, fuck, who cares? Like, I'm not saying, like, you should be out there in the street shouting out the N-word, but it's teenagers in a private Discord message. Like, what cultural significance did is he putting weight on that conversation? Like, it's kids talking like jackasses, and I point out, like, South Park's got 23 seasons, guys. It's a damn good show. But they use offensive comedy. They use offensive dialogue. They use offensive words. They did an entire episode just on saying curse words, and it released it released an evil demon because curse words are literal curse words, right? But I'm like, dude, I watched that shit for 23 years. There's sometimes where I'll say something that was in the show, and I'm like, dude, if someone heard me say that, they would immediately say I'm an anti-Semite or some bullshit like that. But I'm just repeating what they fucking say in the show, right? Oh, man. Lady Titania, it's like how people view The Merchant of Venice as an anti-Semitic play, because characters in it are people just want to be mad. Yeah, no, look. Some of the leaks are from the racist DuckTales song. The context wasn't provided. Yeah. First off, I can't believe that there's a racist DuckTales song, but there is indeed a racist DuckTales song, and the thing is, what he was trying to imply was these were things that Turkey Tom is saying in everyday conversations, just out there saying the N word and everything, right? And it doesn't seem to be true. It sounds like it was a private Discord message in which they were going over the lyrics of a song. And yeah, you can say that, well, you still shouldn't be using the N word. Well, the thing is, if it's out there, it's media they're consuming, right? It's the same thing with my whole South Park thing. You know, it's out there, it's media you consume. You're copy what you see. You talk about it with your friends. And to say like, well, you shouldn't find it funny. Okay, South Park has 23 seasons. So like, what do you want to say now? Dude, Family Guy's got a character on there called Mort the Jew. Explain the cultural significance of that and how they're trying to prove a point to the public. Like what? The Jews are fucking greedy pigs? Like, come on. Like, honestly, what I I'm my thing is not to say like you should boycott these shows and not watch them. I think it's important that you watch it, right? But I think it's also important that you understand that teenagers watching that sort of shit online and they sit there and they know it offends people will just do it, and that's what that's what being a fucking edgelord is. Um, but yeah, so D'Angelo lied about the first interaction. He then got some little hater of Turkey Toms to go out there and leak these Discord messages, provide zero context to the situation, and double down. So now he put out another video. It's a actually I don't even think he did a video in the first place. I think he was just like calling the kid out on Twitter. He did a video though, in which he did a non apology, in which he sort of just doubles down on everything, calls people out, and says that it's wrong to call him an SJW. We're gonna watch it right now. I skimmed through it, and yeah, he basically just acts like he still has moral superiority in the conversation. That he's not trying to play sort of cancel movement on Turkey Tom. But I think I've kept you long enough. I think, is everybody ready to get started? Because oh, Dave Marks, you're uninformed. I hope you're informed now. Okay. All right, guys. I think we're ready to begin. I'll be keeping the chat up on my phone now. That way I can stay in touch with you as we're going. I'll pause periodically throughout the video just so we can all go through it. But let's get everything transitioned over. Down, shut down. All right, we're ready to go, people. I left a dislike. You saw me leave a dislike. I'll give him a like. Dislike or like. Actually, guys, tell me in the chat if you want me to leave a dislike or a like on the video. Either way, it's helpful for him, the engagement. And I love helping people out with engagement, whether it's with a like or a dislike.
Recently, I've come under fire for tweets that I've made regarding another YouTuber, and I just
And let me know if the volume's okay.
And say,
like looking over here to shout at you guys.
I'm not taking any of them back.
All right.
Almost everything that was said, so you can watch that.
Sorry to jump ahead. He says at the end of the video that if we make a response to this video that he makes, we have to use like the majority of what he says. So I've clipped out like 20 seconds there. I don't think that loses us any context, but legally speaking, I think it leaves me okay.
If you want to see the entire thing and how everyone reacted, it's no secret. I'm also going to be stealing his screenshots for this video because that makes my job a lot easier. This entire thing took place in 3 rounds, so here they are. This video popped up in my YouTube recommended called YouTube Sponsors. It's from the YouTuber Turkey Tom, and I clicked into it because it was there and I was bored. The video was mostly about YouTube sponsors, but I noticed some weird stuff in there.
Hello, and shalom, my brothers. Being a merchant, an accumulator of wealth to hide away from my fellow man, and look down upon the writhing masses in shame. Is making money fun for me? I mean, maybe a little bit, but it's more fun to burn bridges with any chance of future success that I would have.
The weird Jewish stereotyping was
Honestly, I actually didn't think that was... I actually didn't get that was about shoes. Sorry, guys. Apparently pointing out that Ben Shapiro makes a shit ton of fucking money. It's bad. Man, there's so much fucking reaching going on.
Completely out of left field. Shalom, I'm a Jew. I like money. I collect wealth. Ben Shapiro, money. And the thing is, Tom is completely aware of how he came across because he even included this clip.
Okay, drop him. He's a racist and an anti-Semite.
So I did exactly that. I went to Twitter and I pointed out the anti-Semitism. So the YouTuber Turkey Tom threw a bunch of anti-Semitic imagery.
So apparently, Turkey Tom said that he was going to get called an anti-Semite, and D'Angelo took him up on the offer. What the fuck?
His latest video resulted in a comment section full of anti-Semitism. Wow. If you have to rely on racism for YouTube engagement, A, accept that your content is trash, and B, go screw yourself. I'm cleaning this up for YouTube, obviously. And to this, I attached an image of comments that I picked out from the comment section showing how people were, in fact, being quite anti-Semitic. A lot of people had a lot of things to say about that, but the main man, Turkey Tom himself, replied saying, I am not an anti-Semite and there is no anti-Semitic imagery in my video. Now, to make it clear, I didn't call Tom anti-Semitic because I don't believe he is. My criticism was exactly what I said, which was that shoving that imagery in your video to pander to actual anti-Semites is low. He obviously denied it, but the issue here is that playing dumb like that doesn't really work when he himself acknowledged that he was coming across as anti-Semitic in his own video.
Okay, drop him.
I think the point that is kind of stupid to call him a fucking guys, raise his volume a tad. Fine, raising it. Let me ask, because I'm trying to figure this one out, right? If he puts that acknowledgement in his video, does it sound like he's being an anti-Semite, or does it sound like he knows he's going to be accused of it, or does it sound like he's just being fucking stupid and making a joke? Because I get being stupid and making a joke. I kind of do. I might be wrong here. He's just more in the prospect of ad revenue than he is honesty. Yeah, no, he says that later in the video, guys.
He's a racist and an anti-Semite.
The fact that it was a joke doesn't change what's happening, so I didn't let him play dumb. I said, look, I get that you're either an idiot or pretending to be one, but your comment section is filling up with anti-Semitism for a reason. If that's the crowd you want to associate with, go for it, but just keep in mind that sane people have a zero tolerance policy for your BS. Now, I would like to emphasize the middle part of that tweet. If that's the crowd you want to associate,
I would like to emphasize that I don't think he actually shows you let's keep going.
with, go for it. I put that there because I meant it. It's up to you to decide what content goes into your video and subsequently who you're pandering to. No matter how you want to slice it, he put the content in his video, and I'm not here to stop him from doing so. Mostly,
Let me ask, because I need to understand this right now. Does South Park put Kyle is a fucking Jew into their scripts repeatedly over the past 23 seasons? Because South Park has for 23 seasons been attempting to do content for anti-Semites. That's what I really need to understand here, because the implication seems to be that because one person took these jokes as anti-Semitic jokes, that this means that he is doing videos specifically to target an anti-Semitic audience and build an anti-Semitic audience. He's an idiot. Clean up for, yeah, guys. Please explain this to me because I don't understand it. I really am trying to understand it. If somebody tells an off-color joke, does that mean that they are trying to target a bigoted community of viewers and build a bigoted base of viewers? This is the one thing I just cannot understand here. I cannot understand it.
because I literally can't, but I'm definitely here to share some thoughts about it. Then Boblax, the guy whose screenshots I'm stealing, tweeted out, "Darn, I thought you were pretty cool, but now you're lying about what Turkey Tom said in his video and falsely accusing him of promoting bigotry. That's pretty effed up." I posted that in my community tab with the caption, "Currently getting cancelled on Twitter, be sure to follow me," which was obviously a joke. I wasn't losing followers. I was just using the situation for some Twitter promo. The best way to wrap up round 1 is by reading the comments left on that post.
So, yeah, is it there to poke fun at the dumb thinking of anti-Semitism? Yeah, yeah, no, Aura, it's 100% you're correct. It's there to poke fun at you, you fucking moron, Wangelo Wallace, man. Come on. it's there to poke fun at you because like here's the thing, right? And I'll keep saying it. How does Family Guy got a character called Mort the Jew, and all these little fucking weirdos will keep their mouth shut? But the moment a YouTuber, somebody with any sort of following, someone who's an easy target, how come they're the ones that always have all this heat on them? How come? How come Monkey Jones got banned from Twitter? How come Monkey Jones got banned from Twitter? Sorry, Twitter, fucking YouTube. Seriously, how do you get his channel taken away from him? How does that happen, right? How do people telling offensive comedy on YouTube or saying spicy language? How come? How come they're always the targets? Why wouldn't you target the much more significant cultural impact of shows that are doing it? I need to know because it sort of seems like what people like to do is tear down somebody that they know is an easy target, gain attention and clout for themselves, and it's kind of like what this gentleman said right here. He's using the situation to get him some Twitter clout, and I mean, at least he's being open and honest about it, right? There are some people, but I mean, it's still really scummy.
I don't believe that Turkey Tom is anti-Semitic. He made some jokes in that video that were edgy, but I really think the problem here is with the crappy people in the comments section. He shouldn't pander to those kinds of people. And I said, this is my exact opinion as well. And
again, if your opinion is that telling an off-color joke of any kind or anything that could be perceived as an off-color joke, that you are pandering to racists, then I think that I think you're mentally underdeveloped. And I'm not trying to be a dick here, but I think legit you're mentally underdeveloped. Here's the thing about the internet. People, when they're completely anonymous, they'll say the shit that you don't allow them to say in public. That's why you'll see private messages get leaked to people and they're saying some really fucked up shit. Because they want to say it anyways. That's why censorship doesn't work, kids. It's because people are going to say this shit no matter what. If you give me South Park for 23 fucking seasons, I might at one point repeat a joke from that show. And you won't let me say it in public, so maybe I sent it in a text message and I said, hey, this shit's funny, and I repeat exactly what they say. And it said something like, F the Jews, or Kyle is an effing Jew, or Jews all carry little bags of gold around their neck. These are all from the show, but what would be the context there if my message just got leaked, right? Kind of like how Discord DMs got leaked of Turkey Tom saying the lyrics for the racist DuckTales song. See, you can't say that in public, but the fact of the matter is people find it funny. I mean, I think South Park has a message behind it. I think they're trying to tell a point. But at the same point, they go for the they go for some lowbrow humor all the time. They literally have a character in the show called Token, and yeah, but if that's your point, my point is, why do you care about a YouTuber much smaller than yourself? Why not go after the big people doing this shit? Why doesn't that offend you? How does that get by you is the thing that I really don't understand. Now, I think a part of it is kind of understand, right? You kind of understand that if you went at them, people would call you fucking psychotic and stupid. So instead, you go after a YouTuber nobody's going to care about, and you start it off by making sure everybody knows that he's loaded up his content with anti-Semitic imagery and jokes, and he is pandering to racists. And that would in no way imply that Turkey Tom himself is anti-Semitic and racist. That would never be any sort of implication at all by stating that he is loading up his videos with anti-Semitic imagery and jokes. That nobody would ever draw that distinction. Not at all. I like that this is what he wants to state, because we're going to go into his Thanksgiving message.
And that was, in fact, my exact opinion. A lot of people disagreed with me, but whether people agreed with me or not doesn't matter. I said what I thought, and I didn't appreciate Tom making it seem like I was accusing him of being anti-Semitic, and he has no idea why, when he knew exactly what I was implying. But that was the end of it, or so I thought. 24 hours later, it was Thanksgiving Day. I don't really do much on Thanksgiving, so I was reading the comments that were piling up on my tweets and posts. Many people were pointing out that Tom is only 17, which I didn't know when I told him his content was shit and to go fuck himself. Tom doesn't show his face in his videos, and from watching the one I did, I just assumed he was an adult. So for the record, I am sorry that I worded it that way, but I'm not sorry for the tweet itself, just the way I worded it. And if I could redo it, I would make the exact same point, minus all the unnecessary words. As for the comment, some people 100% agreed with me that he was intentionally pandering to racists. Other people didn't agree that he was pandering to racists, but still pointed out that there is no real reason for those jokes to be in the video regardless. And then almost everyone else thought I was just reaching. They weren't picking up any malintent from Tom whatsoever. And outside of what I criticized him for and how he reacted, I wasn't either. I didn't think he was some closet racist who says a bunch of awful stuff behind closed doors. I just assumed he was going down a very unfortunate path with his content choices, and he should be well aware that it's more obvious than he thinks. Well, it turned...
Guys, we're only 5 minutes in. I think we have our narrative. He was not trying at all to gain clout off of the situation, even though he says he was. And he wasn't at all trying to get Turkey Tom canceled by blasting out that he was doing videos that were loaded with anti-Semitic imagery and jokes, and that he was trying to pander to racists. No. He was trying to warn Turkey Tom. He was trying to warn Turkey Tom not by reaching out in a DM, having a conversation with the kid, hopping over to his Discord server and speaking with him directly. Not at all. He was trying to warn him by blasting out to his very, very, very many more followers that he just saw a video by Turkey Tom, and Turkey Tom loaded it with anti-Semitic imagery and jokes, and that he was pandering to racist, and that wasn't cool. Because that's how I would warn someone too, by first telling a large group of individuals that person is a fucking scumbag. That's usually how I warn people, is first by letting everybody know that they're a fucking scumbag, and then later clarifying. That's a good way of warning people, right? Hey, I just threw a rock, it's about to hit you in the... Oh, man. Let's read some comments. I've been ignoring your chats, guys. I'm sorry. Tips or clips, brah. Yes, it is known that the best way to grow your product is to target and pander to a tiny fraction of the potential target audience. Yes, it is. That is actually the smartest way of building an audience, is to target the 24,000 buck-tooth fucking redneck neo-Nazis and KKK members, because that's a very that's a very key demographic in the entertainment industry, is the backwater bucktooth inbred fucking redneck KKK member. That's the target audience everybody is going for right now on YouTube. It's why so many media outlets are so quick to point out how watching YouTube will make you believe in the alt-right. Fucking Christ, people. That's why comics are doing so well. I mostly agree with the Angel, but I disagree with the pandering thing. This dude is so dishonest. He just didn't expect to get hit this hard with backlash, so he's hella backpedaling. Forks or spoons? I don't want to be a dick to you. So you say that you agree with D'Angelo's point, but you disagree with the pandering thing. I think that's fair. If you find the imagery to be offensive, the only thing I can say is, if you don't think he's pandering, but you think the jokes are offensive, I mean, I'll put it like this, then is there an issue with him putting it into his videos for you? It is what I want to say, right? I don't agree with trying to blast out to a bunch of people that he is intentionally trying to pander to racists by loading up racist imagery and jokes into his content. Like, that is where I think you draw the line, because I mean there's dark comedy, there's offensive comedy. It is legit a thing. If I wanted to do offensive comedy on my YouTube channel, and I expect this freak show to run up and blast me out, well, probably not, because I'm a tiny channel. I think he'd look for a bigger, juicier target, if I'm being honest. I'm being honest. That's just how I feel. Tipster Clips, yeah, the dude is just super dishonest. That's my opinion. BPM understands NPC logic. Tipster Clips in the chat. Is that Chocolate Rain guy? Just get offended, bro. Controlling the narrative. This guy pisses me off. I'm going to warn you loudly, publicly, in an antagonistic way. Yes, I'm going to run up with a rock, and I'm going to throw it at you. And right before it hits your head, I'm going to scream, "Duck!" It's hell of a warning. Hell of a fucking warning. Bro, just one voice doesn't mean shit. You have to Twitter bot people down to get the point across, always. As a black person, I dislike Turkey Tom's comments about us, but I believe he shouldn't be canceled. Yeah, no, forks or spoons, I completely agree with you. Now, the thing is, and I want to be very clear here, because you gotta tell me if I'm wrong. As I understand it, the Discord messages that Turkey Tom is using that language, he is legitimately repeating the lyrics of the racist DuckTales song. Now, that's kind of what I'm talking about. Like, if you're telling jokes that you have heard online and they're edgy, offensive humor, which I would imagine the purpose of the racist DuckTales song. I haven't heard it myself. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. But it sounds like it's made for the purpose of comedy. So if that kid hears it when he's 15, finds it funny, and sends the lyrics over Discord, is he really saying that to hurt people? That's the thing. I don't believe so. But you know, I think you have to define his intent to hurt people with what he's saying there. Is he saying the N-word because he knows it's offensive to black people, or is he saying it because it was in lyrics of a song that he found funny? I don't know. But I do think it is a fair statement that if anybody is out there using the N-word purposefully to harm people, in the sense that when I say harm, I just mean be a dick. You know, if you're doing it to be a dick to people, I guess. I say harm because I think that's where we've come down to, is they've decided that it's harm to say offensive comedy. I think if you're doing it just to be a dick, then yeah, people should call you out because you're being a dick. But if you're doing it to be funny, I don't know. But when you're 15, I don't think that you're really making that distinction. I guess is where I would be dropping down on that one. Yeah, it's all about the context the words were used in. It sounds like the context is something where it was a private conversation. They were sharing lyrics from a song, and somebody who does not like Turkey Tom gave this over to D'Angelo to hurt Turkey Tom. But anyways, we got like 20 minutes.
Turns out
we're gonna be on a long stream
it was the
tonight.
best of both worlds. After my initial tweets, people who knew him personally came to me and said he's casually discriminatory in everyday conversation, both publicly and privately. Now, initially, I was just sent screenshots where someone had collected instances of him saying the hard R N-word in a group chat with a bunch of weird censoring. As awful as this looked, it didn't really prove anything besides the fact that he says the N-word casually, which, okay. But I still needed the context, so I asked this person to actually prove it was Tom and show me what exactly the conversation was, and they did. The N-word stuff was literally the most random ever, with my favorite example being, "Niggers don't talk, they just say chicken."
Okay, I'm gonna guess this is one of the lyrics from the song. So, keep playing it. One thing I want to say right here is, if he's repeating lyrics from a song and this person says they spoke to his friend, that friend said that he is doing this stuff in everyday conversation with people, right? This is just how he talks. Then that friend gave him the entire conversation, but at the same time, that friend did not disclose the whole point of the conversation was him sending out lyrics from a song. whether or not you want to say it was appropriate for him to be repeating those lyrics that he heard, I'm not going to get into that, but it seems like somebody here is being very dishonest. Either D'Angelo knows exactly what the intent of that conversation was, or the person who gave that conversation over to D'Angelo lied to him about that conversation. That's what it actually looks like right now. So somebody here is being very dishonest.
Okay, there's also more stuff about Jews, with him explaining that his higher Patreon tiers are for Jews with deep pockets. So as you can see, the greedy Jew jokes in his video a year later didn't come out of thin air. That was a lot. But
hey, Kyle Jordan Gaming.
The person who came to
nice to see you here.
Obviously biased against Tom for some reason. So I myself went to another person who knows Tom and asked them about the screenshots. I just wanted an explanation, but that person sent me even more screenshots and pointed out videos in which Tom had been documented saying stuff like burn the niggers publicly on Twitter. So at some point, you have to call it. And I called it. I said, happy Thanksgiving, we're eating turkey Tom. He thought we wouldn't be able to see.
You know, I think as someone who laughs at his own jokes, it's terrible for him to laugh at your own jokes. That's a criticism of myself as well. My problem with it is that D'Angelo said it's okay for iDubbbz. He said it was okay for PewDiePie, but cracks down on Tom, making me believe he's disingenuous. All okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, that's 100% true. So D'Angelo has said 100% it's okay for iDubbbz to say it, and it's okay for PewDiePie to say it, but it's not okay for Tom to say it. You know, if and I'll keep reading you guys' chats here. Sorry, I know I'm backing up. If you are really 100, like, this is the dishonest as fuck part of this, right? Yeah, people are going to hear this shit every single day on TV. They're going to hear it in songs and shit. You're going to give a hall pass, essentially, because he's the fucking cyber police. He's going to give a hall pass to these big name YouTubers who a lot of people, I assume, watch because they're big name YouTubers. And Mr. D'Angelo Wallace is too much of a pussy to call them out. He's going to give them a hall pass, and then he's going to crack down on the kid that's got like half his subs. It sort of sounds like you're just doing this because you found an easy target, you piece of shit. Alright, let me read some of your guys' chats. Sorry. Oh, man, Kyle Jordan, I missed you coming into here. Okay, 15-year-olds are barely sentient. Yeah, 15-year-olds are fucking... 15-year-olds are trash, man. Come on. 15-year-olds are trash. I was serious, though. Is this the Chocolate Rain guy? It does look like him. It's not the Chocolate Rain guy. I'm going to apologize right now because apparently people sort of missed a point, and I'll admit I probably didn't make the point as best as I could have. In the video I did on this kid, right, yesterday, there's an image of a black guy dressed as a SS officer. Let me be very clear. That's not D'Angelo Wallace. It doesn't even look like D'Angelo Wallace. I guess the glasses kind of throw you off a bit at first, but it's not him. My point was, when I got that image, I was told it was this guy, right? Because the joke was he's a Nazi, and they sent that image in as him, right? The thing is, I didn't know who this kid was, so my first implication is like, what the fuck, right? Now, I did the due diligence to go out there and actually look at the photo and look at this guy's photo and say, nah, that's not the same dude. But I was told it was. Like, he went ahead and told all his followers that Turkey Tom's loading up his videos with anti-Semitic imagery and racist jokes. It's not fair. It isn't. It's the point. And apparently, it's my fault for not clarifying that point for people. But I would hope that you actually looked into the individual and kind of saw it for yourself. I guess someone was very upset with me on my other YouTube video because they thought that I guess that all black people look alike, which would be very confusing for me because I would never be able to find my girlfriend when we go out. Anyways, that was just a funny little anecdote. I'm sorry. I thought it was funny. Oh, man. Obvious troll is obvious. That, yes, it is. That's called being a 15-year-old. Not gonna lie, that's low-key funny. That's not really an insult. You're implying that Jews are fastidious and good at managing money. That's a compliment. I love my jokes. No, it is. It's a compliment. When does it become a bad thing to say that you're good at managing your fucking money? Jesus Christ. That's something you should be proud of, man. Like, how many people can manage their fucking money today? You should be that should be one of the biggest things you take fucking pride in. Maybe I have positive expectations. No one. Okay, if he is in fact the chocolate rain guy, I recognize why he's doing this. 15 minutes of fame is rarely enough for some people. Oof. Oof. Yeah, I watched his video, and it's like, just because PewDiePie is popular doesn't mean he's a saint. Wait, what are you saying? All black people... No, that's not what I'm saying. Oh, man. Was it a solid link? If no one is upset with you, you're not doing anything right. First thing I said here was that I'm uninformed. For real, not 15 years old. Look. Thank you, guys. Let me get back into the video. Jeez.
His racism through the thin veil of comedy. Meanwhile, he's doing this in everyday conversation. So allow me to repeat from yesterday when you tried to gaslight me. Go F yourself.
So, just one quick point here. He's saying that because random people who claim to be Turkey Tom's friends have screenshots of Turkey Tom, right? I'm saying random, I just mean people that are not, that I don't have their names for, right? They're claiming to be Turkey Tom's friends, but they're lying about the conversations they're having with Turkey Tom when they're giving D'Angelo the messages. That's... Why would you then assume and believe everything else that they're telling you about the guy? Because it sounds like either you're lying here, just flat out lying and making up shit as you go along, or you were lied to, you were too fucking stupid and lazy to look into it yourself, and... and well, now we're here.
And to that tweet, I attached my favorite screenshots, which were, my new name is going to be niggers, I hate niggers. Oh well, I'll eventually call someone a nigger too many times, or I'll bully someone enough. I doubt you'll hate me. Niggers don't talk, they just say chicken. That one is actually funny in its absurdity. And don't pretend like it's something for your fans.
I mean, if it's funny, or it's absurdity, part of a lyric in a song, you see maybe why a 15-year-old kid goes ahead and shares that shit.
LOL, it's just a tip jar of free juice with deep pockets. In regards to his Patreon. Once again, Tom responded saying, damn bro, DM messages that are a year old? Very classy. I'm edgy, probably too edgy, but I'm not racist. Too edgy, but not racist. It's a creative way of putting it, and you know what? He's perfectly within his right to say so. So I didn't answer him on that front, but at that point, both of our Twitter followings got into a debate about whether or not it's racist to say I hate niggers, which is fun, but I didn't get into it because at that point, you're going to believe whatever you want to believe. I don't have time to go through but the word has a racist history. But iDub said it's just a word debate, because I already know where I stand on that, and I don't really need to change anybody's mind. Also, his assertion that the...
Where does he stand on that? Because now I'm really confused. Does he condemn iDubbbz for fucking saying it, or does he not? And so... let's just keep going.
The messages were from a year ago. Wasn't even remotely accurate, as one of the Discord messages was from less than a year ago. And the Twitter message...
My gosh, guys, less than a year ago. That message, everybody, he would like you to know. Make sure you know. That message was only 11 months and 5 fucking days old. No, sorry. 11 months and 9 days old. That message is only 11 months and 9 days old. How dare you call it a year old? Fuck that. Fuck that racist anti-Semitic Turkey Tom. And he's now he's a liar too. Jesus Christ.
This was actually from about half a year ago, so that doesn't hold up. He's apparently apologized for this stuff.
Doesn't hold up, guys.
So I've heard. But these messages came after. So what's the point of apologizing if you're just gonna do it again? Speaking of that, in the video in which he apologizes, it is...
You know, I want to point out something. The other thing this little shithead did that I guess he's not too proud of, so he doesn't want to put in the video. He also used public Discord chat between random people with no rank, no moderator rank in Turkey Tom's Discord, and used that as proof that Turkey Tom engages in these conversations, and he's got some sort of secret weaponizing meme thing going on. I guess I didn't see that, so maybe he's not too proud of it. But yeah, those messages are 11 months and 9 days old, so not a year. And as I understand it, they've already been made public. Turkey Tom's already commented on them. And I guess he just doesn't feel like giving this shithead who's legit publicly calling him out on Twitter as a piece of shit that puts anti-Semitic imagery and panders to a racist crowd. He probably didn't feel like giving that piece of just garbage a proper answer to his concerns. I wouldn't either. I don't think any of you would in the chat. Let me read your chats as we're going.
Ends with him doing it again right after. So the pattern is there, and that's why I said something. I didn't answer his "I'm edgy, not racist" tweet, but I did answer a few other people. Probably the best of which was the YouTuber Nicholas Diorio telling me that he unpinned my comment on his YouTube video because I'm just as bad as I'm Alex. I get what he's trying to imply, but I'm Alex falsely accused somebody of assault, so that's like comparing apples to oranges. And besides, I'm pinning a comment. That's the best you could come up with.
Real quick, I want to point something out. First, yeah, apples and oranges. How's this? You're both fucking scumbags accusing people of shit that they didn't fucking do because you're trying to gain clout off of it. That seems actually pretty fucking similar. I understand the severity of saying that somebody assaulted you is different than saying somebody, I don't know, is loading up their videos with anti-Semitic imagery and pandering to a racist crowd, and also at the same time is having these conversations with people up to this day in which they're using the N-word and they're disparaging people based on their race. Yeah, no, these two things, they're very, very different. They're very different things, and the implications of both of them are in no way equal. Fucking scumbag. You piece of shit. But yeah, here's the thing that I actually found funny here. Yeah, this wonderful individual was apparently his response to it was, "You unpinned my comment on your 16,000 sub channel. Ow." Well, I'm gonna guess Nicholas Diorio, who has 16,000 subs, probably appreciates another shout out from a 200k sub channel. You fucking reject. You fucking reject.
Okay, but then Tom just went off in my replies. Not even my tweet about him, but the one about unpinning my comment. The point is that you're the same scum that you accused I'm Alex of being. Keep in mind that I've never made a video about I'm Alex, and my YouTube comment was really about Alex's fans. Anyway, the point is that you're the same scum that you accused I'm Alex of being. Someone that I clearly knew and trusted in confidence sent you those screenshots, and instead of DMing me and asking me if I was some sort of racist, they sent it to you. You know, when people say things like "I hate" in any context, I'm not gonna stop and ask if they're racist, but even at that, I still did, and that's when I was sent even more garbage that you've said. So I'm sticking with my conclusion. He continues, "The truth is you have no real integrity."
Your conclusion, based on something someone told you, in which they lied, seems like a great way to stick to a conclusion. That if someone gave you information that you can verify as false, that you should stick to your original conclusion based off that false evidence that you provided. That makes so much sense.
Over this, it's no secret that I'm edgy on the internet, or that I say stuff ironically all the time. I was literally suspended on Twitter for saying something about women. You don't give an F about integrity, you don't care about racism. This is about you outing the big, bad, racist Nazi Turkey Tom and collecting your Twitter likes off it. So you know what? F you. I'm not playing your little effing game where I apologize for being an awful racist guy. I appreciate the phone calls to my house, guys. Really cool of you. So there's a lot to respond to here, but we have plenty of time to do so. First of all, nobody's going out of their way to make him look like an awful racist guy.
Well, there was a guy who put out a tweet which he said that this 17-year-old, that he was loading up his videos with the anti-Semitic imagery and jokes and pandering to a racist audience. And there was also that same individual who, for some reason, also put out Discord messages between random people on a Discord server and claimed that they were Turkey Tom or friends of Turkey Tom in some sort of secret group. And then there were some people who provided these messages, lied about the context behind them, and you know, you're right. Nobody's going out of their way to make this kid appear to be racist. Not a single person's done anything just out of the ordinary here. Everyone's just being keeping it real.
Except him. I didn't screenshot a bunch of his tweets and then rearrange the letters so it spells the N-word. These are his own messages. It's not like he said this in a one-on-one conversation either. How would you not know that people screenshot things in the group chat? I now...
You know what's great? It's the that I actually love that. It's the I have it on text, so context doesn't matter anymore. I have you saying those words, so the context doesn't matter. You could be quoting somebody, but I don't have you saying that you were quoting somebody. I just have the words that you put in writing, and to me, that's proof. That is 100% proof. That is evidence, in fact, because. There's no more context. Context doesn't matter, which is why I said that D'Angelo Wallace, based on what I was told, and average person doesn't go and look up this shit, is a dude who wore an SS officer uniform. Seems fair.
I have access to that group chat. And besides, he's posted it publicly on Twitter before. Secondly, trying to tell me that I don't care about
goddamn Nazi turkeys.
Seen me? Like, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm like really pretty. And honestly,
I'm actually getting tired of that argument that if you're a minority of some sort, that would mean that inherently you care about injustice in society. And yeah, go fuck yourself, dude. Because you don't actually care about what's being said in the video. What you want is your Twitter likes, which you say later on at the end of this very long non-apology. Very long because I have to keep pausing because there's so much bullshit here, man. There's so much bullshit. I gotta keep fucking plunging down the fucking toilet. Just fucking so much bullshit.
Of course it was for Twitter likes, but that doesn't change my criticism or invalidate my opinion. We don't post things on Twitter for nobody to see, though. Integrity.
Oh, well, I guess he admitted it right there, too.
Is me saying what I think is true and then not backing down in this video just because some people are mad at me. As for the phone calls to his house, I'm not taking responsibility for that. None of my tweets or community posts, all of which are still publicly available, even implied that I want people somehow contacting his house. I didn't distribute his number because I don't know his number. I don't even have his real name. I just called him out from one creator to creator. Publicly, of course, because that's how 2019 works. And the last thing, big bad.
That is the fairest point he has made in this entire video. He has not at any point called for anybody to contact Turkey Tom. He has not asked anybody to do so. And I'm not going to use the excuse that he should know that 1% of his fans are likely insane and psychotic because that's just the law of averages. And I'm not going to do that because he is not responsible. Okay? Sure, people are going to be doing stupid shit when you make a public call out. That sort of thing happens, unfortunately, and I don't think it's responsible on the person who does it, who calls somebody out. I think it's responsible on the person actually going out and committing the action. Now, I will say this, though. Turkey Tom said guys, so I don't think that he was implying that, well, you could argue that, I guess. To be fair, you could argue that. I don't personally think that he was implying that it was this individual. I think he understands that a lot of people are watching the conversation, and so he said, the phone calls to my house are really cool, guys, because I imagine he believes the same people who were calling his house were also watching the conversation.
Racist Nazi Turkey Tom. Who said anything about Nazis? I didn't even use the word or allude to it in this entire situation. I say, Tom put anti-Semitic imagery in his videos to bait people. He says, I'm not an anti-Semite. I say, Tom is racist for saying I hate niggers and things like burn the niggers publicly. And he says, I'm not a Nazi. He's either deliberately misinterpreting what I'm saying or just reading way too far into it. And guess what? That backfired. So, for a recap,
That backfired, guys. He's the winner all along. This is where you're gonna find out that in his head, he still isn't the subject of a bunch of fucking criticism, and that a lot of people are looking at him like some fucking little child who's trying to seek clout and fame off of tearing somebody else down, who he likely sees as an easy target. Because it's not like he's openly said that that's exactly what his intention is, to gain clout off of this situation. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that he has a motive behind what he is doing here, because at the end of the day, he is also right. And he's about to explain to you right now that even though he has this motive in his head, even though he wants to do it for clout, that ignore all of that, because in reality, that doesn't matter. His motivations would not cloud his judgment. That instead, you should just trust in his assessment of these of the facts that he's been given, even though we can verify that somebody did lie, whether that was D'Angelo or whether that was the individual providing D'Angelo with the conversations.
before the final round, both Tom and I had all of our opinions on the table. My round 1 statements and beliefs. Putting anti-Semitic imagery in your videos leads to racism in the comment section, and it's not good and you shouldn't do it. I don't think Turkey Tom is an anti-Semite though. His round 1 statements. He's not anti-Semitic, and there is no anti-Semitic imagery in his video whatsoever. My round 2 statements and beliefs. Turkey Tom says things like, I hate niggers, which makes him a racist. Attempting to mask racism with memes is ineffective. His round 2 statements and beliefs. He's not racist, he's just too edgy. Besides, the statements were from a year ago.
Okay. So I'm gonna pause it right here, because he's clarifying how, they're basically having two different conversations that, he's not attempting to imply that this kid was anti-Semitic by stating that he was intentionally placing anti-Semitic imagery into his videos with anti-Semitic jokes in order to pander to a racist crowd, meaning he was intentionally trying to pander to racists, right? He's saying that he didn't really say that. What he was saying was he should know that by putting that stuff in his video, because if he just keeps going by that, he doesn't have to acknowledge the fact that Turkey Tom is saying flat out 100%, I didn't put anti-Semitic imagery in my fucking video. And then you have to decide, is it anti-Semitic what he put into his video? I don't I don't believe it is. So the first premise of this is already gone. Now here's where he does in the second round. He completely obfuscates what Turkey Tom's point actually is. Turkey Tom's point is that he didn't put any anti-Semitic imagery in videos. His point is that these were private messages from when younger, 15 to 16 years old. Your point is, well, he said a year ago, but they're clearly not from a year ago. That's bullshit. They were from a year ago. Yeah, because 11 months and 9 days. He was off by 21 fucking days, you fucking creep. He was off by 3 weeks. Sorry, he was off by 3 fucking weeks, which invalidates his entire point. You are such a high IQ individual right now. Very, very intelligent, sir. The one of the smartest men on all of YouTube. You should put that in your fucking next video, and wear a crown because you deserve one. But Turkey Tom's point again is that he's not a racist. That you are deliberately going out and calling him one. And now you might want to, dance around that by saying, no, I didn't really say that. I just said that you like to pander to racists and put racist imagery into your videos. I didn't actually call you a racist, so you're wrong and I'm right. Yeah, you're a piece of shit. And I love the semantic games. I actually really like semantic games. And wordplay. It's a lot of fun too. But it's so full of shit and everybody can see right through it, I guess, is the real problem. And everybody knows what your goal was. Your goal was to tear somebody down by implying that they were racist, that they were down with the racism, and then you either lied, which I'm starting to think is more and more and more possible here, or somebody lied to you. And of course, you're too dumb to look into it any further than that because you basically had your bias confirmed. And then you ran out on Thanksgiving Day and you continued to trash this kid because you wanted to gain some Twitter clout. I just wanted to clarify this because in his round 2 statement, he seems to be 100% avoiding what people are saying to him and what Turkey Tom has said to him, and is trying to imply that even that Turkey Tom's only defense is those were a year-old comments, and actually they weren't even a year old, so I'm right, I win. Ha ha. Piece of shit.
Except for the ones that weren't. In addition, I have no integrity, and he's not gonna let me make him look like a Nazi. Plus, saying the N-word doesn't make you racist. Which, for the record, obviously, it's in context. I don't think if you're reading Huckleberry Finn and your kid's like, what does that word say? You can't not read it because you're suddenly gonna turn racist. But anyway, this should all have been a big case of agree to disagree. Because at the end of the day, everything I just said was an opinion. They're contrasting opinions, but nothing makes mine or his more or less valid except bias. From my biased point of view, nothing Tom is saying is correct, and everything I'm saying is right. But looking at the situation,
I'm gonna get this part because I haven't seen this part of the video. You acknowledge the context, but you also don't bother to provide the context for the conversations you're sending out. In fact, you're taking that context from a biased source. Because if I were going to reach out to someone's friends to get some sort of take on that person, they immediately came out and said, this person's a piece of shit and I can prove it. See, a part of me would say they don't actually sound like his friend. They sound like they have some sort of axe to grind. Should I really be trusting the information of this individual? Apparently, that was... I don't know, like, I will admit, he's saying he's very biased here. So there is that, but I mean, like, come on. Like, if that's who... Is it okay to call someone a racist? A racist is a terrible thing to call somebody. I don't know. I think he is fair to say that he was giving his opinion, but he did lie about what was going on, and he did make sure to blast it out on Twitter and make sure everybody knew that he was doing it for his own personal benefit. Let me just catch up with some of the most recent chats for everybody, okay? Mike Walters, thank you for joining us. Okay, here we go. Kyle Jordan Game, goddamn Nazi turkeys. I'm glad all their friends got eaten up on the other day. This kid looks like a hipster. I don't believe him. Jesus, these people are just looking for the sweet clout. Context doesn't matter. English bad. You're not. That's BS. I do. I'm just reading these in orders, guys. Of course it was for Twitter likes. All for another daily 10,000 tweet. Yes. None of his videos support anti-Semitism, so the comments shouldn't reflect Tom's video. Point is, no one is responsible for their fan base audience acting on their own. Thank you. I'm not responsible for what you guys say in the chat, but I'm going to beg you right now, don't say anything racist or somebody might get offended. Is he saying that he's not responsible for the actions of other people? That can't be right, because that would mean Turkey Tom isn't responsible for other people's actions either. Mother, father, I hate this dude. Are hipsters a race? Because if so, I'm definitely racist. What the fuck are you talking about? He's either not listening or he's listening too much. This is what happens when you overuse Nancy. It's not good and you shouldn't do it. Throwing someone on blast on Twitter using trigger words as racist may result in people calling you home. Calling your home. Yeah, look, AG, I agree with that comment. I do, but at the same time, he's also not responsible for what his followers do on Twitter. That seems fair. Look at him. He's high as fuck. Hey, look, man. Look, hey, Kyle Jordan Gaming. First off, you're right. Second, don't fucking call me out while we're doing a stream. Dude just blazed an entire rainforest. Or drunk. Oh, you're talking about the other guy, then ignore everything I said. All these days, Nazi is synonymous with racism, and I don't believe for a second he doesn't realize this. Yeah, it seems like a really disingenuous argument to sit there and say that Turkey Tom mentioning or bringing up the word Nazi is in some way invalidating his point when you are accusing him of anti-Semitism, you fucking weirdo. But I didn't say anti-Sem. No, I said he just uses anti-Semitism to pander to a racist audience. That doesn't mean he's an anti-Semite. No, it doesn't. You sound like a fucking idiot. So I actually like it because he's got this really cool setup here. And way better than my setup, 100%. But it makes him look like, I'm a really intelligent individual and let me just have this steady flow of conversation with you. And you just see right through the bullshit. You really can. Because it's 2019, man. You tried this shit 3 years ago, I think it would have flown. I think it would have flown 3 years ago. Maybe both. He's 15 years old. That invalidates his everything. Mike Walters, again, thank you for joining. Kids, damn kids. I'll tell you what. Evening, Mike. East Coast. Oh my gosh, yes it is. Oh wow, it's 5 o'clock over there. I don't believe in opinions. Look at that hat, those glasses, that pro Major League Gamer dude share in the background. This is a terrible individual. Yes, he is, but not for all those other things. It's just I get what you mean. It implies he is. I don't like the clear glasses. I'll be honest. I've always hated those.
Objectively, he and everyone who agrees with his statements are just as entitled to tell me I'm wrong. That's why I'm not here to take back.
You're wrong. Hi, you're wrong. Piece of shit too. You're also lying. It's not just that you're wrong, it's that you lied multiple times, and you lied in this video too, and that you're using evidence that either you are lying about or someone lied to you about. So I'm going to call you wrong. I'm also going to call you a liar, and I'm also going to say that you're promoting a lie in order to harm somebody else to gain clout for yourself. Now, I'm sure you're going to say, oh, become racist isn't harmful. Yeah, it is. I mean, clearly, if you're going to say that Turkey Tom's anonymous, but people got his phone number, yeah, I'm going to say calling him out publicly as a racist anti-Semite bigot, which you're doing. You can dance around what you actually did here. That's fine. I think everybody understands the implication of what you're saying, though, because I'm not 17. Get it?
Or add anything to what I said. I know I left out a lot of what happened, but again, I really encourage you to watch Boblax's video because it has almost every single thing I said. And as we know, Boblax doesn't even like me anymore. So that video is not meant to make me seem like the good guy here, just as I'm not here to do to myself. But obviously I can't completely.
It's not. He's the defender.
Regardless, that's the entire situation to the best of my ability. So you might be wondering to yourself, well, wait, what's round 3? You promised 3 rounds. Well,
before we get to round 3, everybody, I'm sorry I have to do it. As you know, we have opened up a Patreon account, DNA Crows, www.patreon.com/DNA Crows. All you have to do, all you gotta do, go to this video, click on the channel, just become a patron. Just donate $1. It's one single plural dollar that you gotta donate, and you'll become a sponsor on the channel. Luckily, right now, we do have a couple channel sponsors. Just a couple. The sponsors that we have in our pledges were for last month. We'll go ahead and see who's sponsoring us in December. But last month's sponsors were the Mad Austere Censorship, Dank, Charizard, Maximum. If only he was here. If only the Mad Austere Censorship, Dank, Charizard, Maximum was here, he could completely censor Turkey Tom's entire channel by just stating his name in all of his videos. Just think about it. Think about that, D'Angelo Wallace. That's one way of getting rid of this kid. The _waffle nerd, and of course, Devil Hunter Nero. Thank you so much for being sponsors of the channel.
Round 3 is quite simple. See, if Tom and I had this conversation in a vacuum, or, in private, but we don't do that because we're influencers, then it would have stopped at round 2. I think what I think, he thinks what he thinks. We all said what we said, and we're not taking it back. But remember, we had this entire conversation on Twitter. Therefore, the entire commentary community on Twitter absolutely lost it. People were calling me the scum of the earth, saying things like, well, it's Thanksgiving, don't you have a family to spend time with? Which is funny to me because A, it doesn't take that long to post screenshots on Twitter, and B, wasn't it Thanksgiving for you too? Unless you...
Hold on, buddy. You weren't just posting screenshots on Twitter. You were going out to people and asking them for dirt on this person. That's what you were actually doing. I was reaching out to his friends to get commentary. Now, you spent your Thanksgiving reaching out to people to collect dirt on the kid. I'm gonna imagine that took a little bit of time. I'm gonna imagine it took a little bit of time to reach out to the person, wait for them to get back to you, reach out to the other person, wait for them to compile the list. And I would say that it would take longer if you actually looked into any of it, but you obviously did. You probably spent, I don't know, like 2-3 hours doing this, maybe longer. It doesn't take me that long to look at my phone and see some fucking weirdo on Twitter calling out somebody else and framing them as an anti-Semite who, more than likely that would draw connections to being a Nazi. But apparently you don't. Apparently this was it took you like 5 seconds, and all these other people are clowns for opening their Twitter and tweeting about it. Yeah, they're the real clowns here. You own them.
You don't live in the US, but my point is, I don't have a family because Turkey Tom broke into their house and called them the N-word to their face, and unfortunately, they all dropped dead. And more importantly, there's a deep satisfaction about people being mad at me for tweeting at a turkey on Thanksgiving. You can't write this stuff. Another thing that came up a lot was that I'm an SJW, which is ultimately not true, but even more
I 100% want to say that it was 100% worth canceling Turkey Tom because he got to take down a turkey on Thanksgiving, and there's just that was just so funny, guys. It's so funny. It really downplays all the D'Angelo being a fucking dipshit, because it was kind of funny, guys. It was really funny. And don't call him an SJW, by the way. He's not an SJW. See, SJWs are weirdos, but they tend to actually believe in the shit that they say. And that's one of the things about them. This piece of shit's just griftins for fucking Twitter clout. So I just said what he's actually. He's a fucking offended white girl. He wants to how offended he is and point out to this terrible person and get other people to bully them for him because they're terrible racist bigots and white girl got to be a white girl.
Ultimately ironic.
Oh, before anyone says that's racist, maybe it is. It's also a joke, and you need to fucking get over it.
Because the people calling me that were the ones absolutely losing it on Twitter, acting like I was calling Tom a Nazi and a white nationalist. I called him racist for saying I hate niggers.
No. You said he was spreading. See, I hate this bullshit where they get like so far in the video and they just start mushing things together, right? You said he was doing anti-Semitic imagery and anti-Semitic jokes in his video. And you don't understand why people would then say that you're basically calling him a Nazi and a white nationalist because you said he was pandering to that group. Are you... Stop being so disingenuous, right? You're clearly proud of the Twitter clout you got off of it. You make there's no apology here at all. Why don't you just fucking own it, you fucking lying piece of trash, man? I really hate that shit. I really do. Well, yeah, I'm a bad guy, but I'm not that bad of a guy. Fuck off, man.
It's not that serious. The overreaction is what gets me the most. Was I overreacting? Obviously. My tweets were very mean, but you would think that a crowd who so valiantly champions their right to use edgy humor would be able to take a couple of mean tweets from some dude on Twitter without having a complete meltdown. But
oh yeah, it's all them. It's everybody else, right? Because we haven't seen countless examples of channels getting banned, like Monkey Jones' channel, which was banned from YouTube. We haven't seen countless examples of that. We haven't seen people on Twitter losing their minds, doxing people, trying to get them banned, mass reporting their posts, trying to get them removed from platforms, trying to deplatform people. This is not a thing in 2019. It hasn't occurred at all. So of course, it's everybody else who's being a dipshit by saying that you publicly stating this person is putting anti-Semitic imagery and jokes into their video to pander to an anti-Semitic audience, that you are publicly saying this shit on Twitter in a day and age where they will legit ban your channel for putting anti-Semitic imagery into a video. Yeah, buddy. Everybody else was freaking out, and it didn't look at all like you were trying to cancel him, because you kind of were, to gain Twitter clout, which you kind of did. Fucking weirdo.
Alas, people were also crying about cancel culture, saying that I ruined Tom's future, which at that point, you're just mean tweets from some dude on Twitter without having a complete meltdown. But alas, people were also
You know, here's the thing. In these tweets here, because he flashes it on the screen right here, so I deposit. I didn't see anybody saying that they were trying to ruin Tom's future. I think they called him I think they called D'Angelo a piece of shit for, you know, engaging in cancel culture. What else would you call it? When you publicly say someone loads anti-Semitic imagery into their videos and does anti-Semitic jokes, then you take clearly biased information from an individual and claim that it is proof. Because you verified the context for yourself. Damn everybody else. You personally verified the context from a biased source. And because of you did that, right? Because you did that, and you did it to gain clout for it, you tore somebody else down to gain for yourself. Because you tried to do this, right? That's why they're saying that you're engaging in cancel culture. I'm sorry that this point went way over your head. You seem like a very low IQ individual, so I apologize. I just want to make sure that point is very fucking clear.
crying about cancel culture, saying that I ruined Tom's future, which at that point, you're just doing the exact same thing that you accused me of doing, which is lying and exaggerating to try to make me seem like a person I'm not. First of all, cancel culture barely works. But secondly, being criticized publicly is not being canceled. None of us lost enough subscribers for Social Blade to even register it. So either nobody got canceled, or that was the most ineffective cancellation on Earth. And
Well, you know, I would call this kid ineffective. Guys, I didn't succeed in what I was initially trying to do, but like, if I had, then maybe you would have had a point. Yeah, you fucking cocksucker.
as for me ruining Tom's future, first of all, he's publicly said the exact same things that I've shared. This isn't new information, which Tom himself referenced by saying, "It's no secret that I'm edgy." Secondly, are you dumb or are you stupid? Do you really think this guy's first name is Turkey and his last name is Tom? When he applies for a job in the future, is he gonna put his edgy YouTube channel as the top line on his resume?
Hey, I have a question for D'Angelo. Are you stupid or are you dumb? Because it's like if, I don't know, a media outlet wanted to point out that there is a famous alt-right YouTuber with over 100,000 subscribers who is loading up his videos with anti-Semitic imagery. Like, I don't know, like someone like Washington Post or Daily Beast or New York Times who've all done videos on YouTubers and this alt-right network. You think one of them, or just some fucking digital media blog site, that if they wrote an article on Turkey Tom, that they would use the name, first name Turkey and second name Tom? Or do you think that they would use his real fucking name? You piece of garbage. Turkey Tom's name is public if you guys want to go look it up. I ain't gonna spread it around because I don't think it's relevant to the conversation. But yes, people actually know who Turkey Tom is. People know what his name is. And you could probably reference that this individual probably even knows who Turkey Tom is because he was able to reach out to Turkey Tom's friends who clearly dislike the kid, and I would imagine would be willing to tell this piece of shit anything about him to hurt him. And now I'm not implying that he is engaged in doxing at all. I do not think that is the case. But my point is, the idea that this fucking degenerate is sitting here going, well, I just called out Turkey Tom. That's no way gonna relate to his real name. So this is no way damaging to him. You guys are all just fucking lying. You're just all liars. It's all fake news. It's all fake news. Jesus, you fucking moron. Like, how many pieces do they write on the quartering, right? And in every single video, they make sure to call him Jeremy, Humble, or whatever that guy's name is, right? I don't actually, sorry guys, I don't really tend to remember people's names all that much. But like, how many pieces do they write about the quartering where they write his full name on there? They don't use his fucking YouTube handle, you stupid dipshit. So then, when he goes to apply for a job, and they run a quick search on, like, just Google his fucking name, and they see this guy here is being accused of being an anti-Semite who panders to an anti-Semitic audience. Yeah, that would probably hurt his career potentials. I'm so sorry that this point, as well as every other point people made, just was going, like, right up above your head. Must be so wonderful to be so blissfully fucking ignorant. I must be nice.
Nobody's going to know it's him.
Nobody will know.
He may be.
Nobody will know.
Obviously taken lengths to remain anonymous, and so I left him anonymous. I don't have his real name, his face, definitely not his phone number. So to the adults in this situation who are perpetuating this whole idea that I'm the scum of the earth because I exposed this 17-year-old as a Nazi by using old screenshots of edgy jokes, half of which were less than a year old and most of which contained racial slurs.
Oh, guys, to the adults in the room, the difference between 12 months and 11 months and 9 days is 3 weeks. So I'm so sorry when they are saying that the messages are 1 year old, that they are off by 3 weeks. To the adults in the room, this is very important information. That D'Angelo Wallace is a dishonest, disparaging piece of fucking trash. This is for the adults in the room. And I know that they're only adults in the room because children are not allowed to watch my channel.
And that I ruined his life because I had to be the police of who gets to say what. Do you know what it makes you sound like? A triggered, overly dramatic SJW.
You know what it makes you sound like? A triggered, overly dramatic SJW. When you run out onto Twitter to claim somebody is using anti-Semitic imagery and making anti-Semitic jokes when they're not, it makes you look like one. Now, I don't think you are one, because I think I understand what your motive here was. But I also think it's fucking dishonest to go ahead and say that people are saying that you're trying to ruin this kid's life and his future's ruined and all this other stuff. No, man. I just pointed out the basic hypocrisy of your own statement there. That this would in no way be able to damage or hurt him in the future. I think they were going to make the claim of racism on anybody that you should do like a little bit more research into it. But for people to call you one, I think that's more than fair. You come across as one, my good friend. You really do. But I would like it if you stop with the fucking straw man argument. That there are these people and they're so triggered, they're so upset. They're lying. They're saying all these terrible things about me and they're saying that I ruined his life. And no, I think they're just calling you a hypocritical piece of shit, and you really don't like the backlash. So you're gonna point to the most extreme example and say that, oh well, this is really what the haters are all like. This is, man.
If you guys need a safe space where you don't have to see my scary opinionated tweets, then log off Twitter. It's actually that simple. That's what I did when I got tired of hearing stuff like this.
So my thoughts on this D'Angelo fuckhead is, how does it feel to be a complete and utter fuckhead who's literally going after a teenager and potentially ruining his life and reputation before he even has a chance to live out his life?
People were also saying this is the same as trying to cancel PewDiePie, which makes...
Hey, I didn't know about that one. But again, potentially, yeah. Because, like, anybody can find this kid's name. It's already public. And you're out there publicly, the large YouTube channel, making sure everybody knows that he's anti-Semite, sending anti-Semitic imagery. Go fuck yourself on your whole, I didn't actually say that shit.
Makes less than no sense, because PewDiePie apologized and stopped the behavior for every single thing he was called on. I think the worst tweet out of all, though, was this one right here. Once again from Nicholas DiOrio. Send your audience, tell them I said things I didn't. Have them flag my Twitter.
Oh, Jeremy Hambley, thank you.
Trying to do with Tom. Really? First of all, if I did somehow get his Twitter taken down, you realize literally everyone would hate me, right? Secondly, if me tweeting about someone and tagging them in the tweet is me trying to get their account taken down, then that means everyone tweeting about me right now is trying to take my account down. Does that make literally any sense whatsoever?
No, it really doesn't, because you're a disingenuous piece of shit. And I do actually like this, right? Because I guess his argument is, if you tweet about him, then you're trying to take him down, And if he tweets about him, then that would basically anybody tweeting about anybody is just trying to get him taken down. Okay? Nah, you piece of fucking trash. Look, man, like I said, this little fucking stupid ass game that you're playing would fly 3 years ago when we didn't see all the fucking same statements, same arguments, same stupid ass smears done to so many people. We didn't see people having their YouTube channels banned for potentially containing anti-Semitic or promoting anti-Semitism or promoting bigotry, right? It would have worked before all of that shit. It really would have. It would have. And you could have played these stupid ass games on how I just said that he panders to a racist audience and uses racism in his video. I didn't say he was a racist though. Like, come on. You're either so fucking dumb or you're just so fucking dishonest that you found an easy target. You clearly had some people lined up ready to sling some serious shit at the guy. And I kind of feel like it's just what you said, that you didn't take this seriously, that he's just a small channel, smaller than you are, and that you're just trying to tear him down, gain your fucking Twitter likes, and be on your way. Because you just labeled somebody a racist who puts racist imagery into his videos and preaches to a racist audience. And that you just said that. And guys, it's just your opinion. Well, you can kind of see why that would upset people. Because, well, I mean, I kind of understand why you don't get it. I really do. I'll say it at the end of the video.
You're just putting words in my mouth, and it makes you seem really dumb. This same person also brought up the fact that Tom has autism. At least I think that's what this tweet is saying. It says, a minor and a guy with autism. None of this guy's tweets are clear to me whatsoever. But bottom line, this literally isn't a debate about autism. And unless Tom himself wanted to come forward and say that, it's really not relevant information. If that's even true, A, it doesn't change any of my opinions, and B, there's no physical way I could have had that information beforehand. In conclusion, all of the fully grown men on Twitter overreacting and embarrassing themselves, honestly, it's exactly what I would expect from Twitter.
Guys, they all made fools of themselves. I got some backlash, but man, those guys are the real jokes right there. I didn't lie about a kid. I didn't start some stupid shit with somebody. I didn't publicly blast out that this kid was a racist. I didn't really do any of that stuff. I never even really called him a racist. I just, come on guys, I said he puts racist imagery into his videos and he makes racist jokes and that he panders to a racist audience. Like, come on, it's just criticism. And there's no way in hell that could lead to any sort of backlash for Turkey Tom. Like, in fact, like I said at the start of this video of my not apology, I wasn't even trying to harm Turkey Tom. I was trying to warn Turkey Tom by telling a group of people that he was putting racist stuff in his videos and putting racist imagery into his videos and telling racist jokes in his videos. I don't understand how anyone could then imply that I was calling this kid a racist. You know what? You know what it is? I figured it out. They're actually racist, and they're denying being racist because it's proof that they're racist. Yeah, man, I figured it out. I'm so intelligent. Subscribe to my channel.
If you're planning on making a response to this video or using any part of this video to make some point later down the line, make sure you include the majority of what I'm about to say.
Oh, I have to put the majority of this part in the video. But do I have to? I put the majority of what he said. I think he's given his breakdown. But,
Be aware that freedom of speech covers your right to say the N-word. This might shock everyone who wanted to write me off as some sort of SJW, but I'm quite cognizant that you can say whatever you want. Not only that, I'm basically the cyber police, and I decide who gets to say the N-word, of course. And of course, larger channels like iDubbbz, who I love and like to copy, he gets to say, he has a hall pass that I've given him.
He has a hall, and what you need to understand is I did not give a hall pass to that other individual. And so he doesn't get to say it, right? It's a very exclusive club for me and anybody that I am trying to suck off on a daily basis. Do you get it, guys? Do you understand how it works?
But I'm also aware of the fact that what I think people should and should not say doesn't affect people's right to say it. I'm not the moral compass, the final authority, or the end-all be-all for anything that's said online.
Yeah, no, you just decide that for some people it's okay if they say the N-word, and for other people, if they say it, that context doesn't matter. You're going to only go to a biased source to confirm your own bias, and you're going to make sure that everybody knows that they're a racist on Twitter, and that you should also benefit from doing that. In fact, you're doing a public service, and you should be rewarded for it. That's really what you are doing. So many justifications in your video. I love it.
If I was, every YouTube video would just be 10 minutes talking about how great I am and how great everything I do is. But sadly, we don't live in that world. But what edgy Twitter has truly failed to understand this past week is that we don't live in your world either. So
no, we live in a society. Have you not seen the Joker?
For every crazy thing you say, there's going to be someone out there saying, I don't think you should say that. But if your reaction is to just act the same way as you're accusing me of acting, then that's really undermining your entire attitude.
Okay, hold on. You use cancel. Okay,
you use cancel culture the same way that people use the term problematic as an empty buzzword that means something I don't like.
No, I didn't actually. I pointed out exactly what you did. The reason why they're calling it cancel culture is because you, like many people who engage in cancel culture, looked at an individual that you thought you could tear down for clout. And then you tried to tear that individual down by lying about them publicly. In a scenario that, honestly, I just do not believe that you happened to walk into a Turkey Tom video and you decided to watch it because, it was in your recommended feed, and, you're not for that edgelord content. You specifically hate that edgelord based on your entire reaction in this video, so I'm just a little confused here. Well, let that go. Maybe I'm being conspiratorial. Let's read some chats real quick. Let's see. Twitter is such a disgusting place. Why they threatening my kids, flagging my videos, say literally one more time, and threatening his kids. Why are y'all threatening my kids? Hi everyone. David Smith, thank you for joining. Kyle Jordan, yo, just got here, don't know what is going on. Can someone give me a recap, please? The anatomy of hypocrisy of a very large name on YouTube. And by that I mean he's got like somewhat of a following that is larger than mine. His English is bad. I give him F in the reddest marker I can find. I saw the previous video. I assume this has to do with the same topic. It does. Like, dude, yo, does that make literally any sense whatsoever? Like, yeah, no, it's really fucking annoying. This guy has the same voice as the guy who tortures cats. Jesus, man, that's mean. I don't think I'm gonna have children. I don't want to risk having them turn out like D'Angelo. That's terrible. Come on. He's not that bad. Like, look, he's clever. He's smart. He's just fucking evil. Me either, but if they did, I'd throw them out the damn window. Aw, dude, come on, that's mean. Cognizant, somebody brought up their thesaurus. N-word, you mean nazy. DNA Crows, this kid sounds arrogant. He fucking does. It's like really too much. But, he's younger. Both these kids are younger. They both sound really fucking arrogant. I'm not going to lie about that point. I do actually like some of the stuff Turkey Tom does now. Like, I'm watching his videos now. But they're both young and they're both exceedingly arrogant. If you want real arrogance, check out his Twitter handle. Just look up D'Angelo Wallace on Twitter. He should come up. His Twitter profile says, I only follow people who are better than me. He's got like 0 people following. And I'm like, man, you think that that's a power move or something. It's just like, I think it's funny. I do. I think it's really funny. But like, also, if you're not following anyone, how are you reading anything? Whatever. What the hell is this? Sounds great. Yeah, hold on. He is the kind of dude that must have a hidden stash of illegal stuff, like some good herb. I guarantee it. I want to punch this kid in the face. No violence. First off, you should never want to punch a kid. Time for our red pill ritual. No, guys, no red pills. Have you not seen my previous video? Red pill is it means anti-Semitism now. So don't, guys. A red pill. If you say that you are a red pill, do you mean that you are an anti-Semite? Don't say that in my chat. That's according to Wangelo, so we gotta go by Wangelo rules.
And I don't want to hear. You start picking up the same attitude as the people you're against. Triggered, looking for any and every way to discredit people because they're saying things you don't appreciate, even if that means straight up lying about them.
Is this kid kind of like just talking about himself at this point? Man, you straight up lied about the guy because you didn't like him. You straight up, well, actually, you know what, man? I actually think that you're completely indifferent to Turkey Tom. I do. I think that you don't give a shit about Turkey Tom. I think you found an easy target and you went along and you bopped him on the head.
And most notably of all, you do the exact same thing that seems to be your biggest pet peeve. Pull out your victim card, stand on your soapbox, and lecture everyone from your moral high horse about how you're not about to be oppressed by cancel culture. Do words hurt people or not? If not, say I hate niggas all you want, and I'll call you racist all I want. If they do, then we can all be more mindful of what we say. But I'm not gonna sit and let you selectively apply your logic.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna let you sit and selectively apply your logic either. See, the thing is, right, it's pretty funny. They're words from a song, and you didn't get the context. You went to a biased source, because if you say that I went to go talk to someone's friends, and they immediately gave me all this dirt on the dude, I would say, should I really trust what that individual is telling me about the context of these conversations? Right? Should I not just try to figure it out for myself? Should I not, like, I don't know, if I see something that looks completely bizarre, if I copied and pasted that into a Google search, I get a hit off of it because they're lyrics from the song. And maybe then I could say that, why is this kid listening to this shit? But you didn't do that. Instead, you actually acknowledged that the words being stated were really absurd. They don't seem normal. They don't seem like something that would be part of a standard conversation, even one with racist words in it. So, I'm also kind of getting tired of I didn't call him a racist. I just said he puts racist stuff into his videos and is trying to appeal to racists. Like, that sort of bullshit, like I said, 3 years ago, maybe you could have gotten away with it. 2019, it's been done, and it's been done over and over and over again. And if you really want to go and say, I don't do cancel culture, well, then don't try to tear someone down off some bullshit on Twitter and build up a following for yourself based off of that. Talking about how I gained 2K tweets from trying to cancel Turkey Tom. Like, honestly, I don't really give a shit what your motivation was. I do think that in 2019, when Google is very ban happy on channels, to go onto Twitter and tell as many people as you can reach, and even in your not apology video, do the exact same thing, and imply that this kid is a racist, putting racist imagery into his videos. You want to say, I didn't call him a racist, fine, you implied it. You very clearly implied it. So, I'm not going to let you sit there and selectively apply your logic where you call people out for calling you out, for calling somebody else out. Nah, bitch, sit down there and take it.
So, my statement to all of the grown-up edgelords who sloppily came to Tom's defense is this. I can say whatever I want, and there's nothing you can do about it, whether you agree it should be said or not. I'm well aware that Tom...
And guys, look, I'll put it like this only because we only got 15 more minutes left, and I'm kind of getting tired of this because a lot of it's become self-indulging bullshit. Yeah, bitch, you can say whatever you want to say, and guess what? That's exactly what all those edgelord adults who sloppily came in to your fucking slop fest. they also said their opinions, which you tend to really dislike, and they called you a cancel culture train conductor. They said that they unpinned your comment from their YouTube channel that you said only had 16,000 subs. And it's so funny how you keep pointing back to that guy's tweets. It seems like you're really upset with that guy's 16,000 sub channel. We really should grow up and get over those feelings. But no, really, the this is perfect, right? You're free to say whatever you want. I'm free to say whatever I want. Here's the thing, man. I'll be frank with you. Origami, my good friend, told me about this situation. I looked into it, and I said, you know what? You know what would be entertaining for my audience is if I did a video exposing some hypocritical little shitbag who's engaging in cancel culture while at the same time saying, I'm not, you're just using that as buzzword. Who's implying someone is a racist by saying that they're putting in anti-Semitic imagery and jokes into their video to pander to a racist audience. See, I mean, you want me to keep going for another 4 minutes on this, man? I've given people 20 minutes of your not apology. I've given people 20 minutes of you justifying your actions as best you can in a really just kind of fucking dumbass way. Where are we going here? Because it sounds like you understand that when you put out a bad opinion, that other people are going to put out their opinions, and oftentimes those opinions are not going to be supportive of your own opinion, my little buttercup. So what's this point in your video supposed to be? That you're upset that you got backlash? Is it that you're upset that people are telling you your opinion is wrong and they're calling you the scum of the earth? Because the only thing I can say to that is that you gave your fucking opinion and they gave their fucking opinion. And that you want to call them sloppy, edgelord adults, and they want to call you an SJW and a cancel culture train conductor. I think that you both are really just enjoying giving your opinions on this. And I don't think you should complain about having their opinion shared on this. Just like, if you're upset that they're complaining about the backlash to your opinion, then maybe you shouldn't complain about what someone else does. Because you could just reverse that logic around as many times as you want to. It's a really stupid fucking point is what I'm trying to say. It's not relevant at all to this conversation. I have no clue why you feel like this is important in your video. But if you're really coming down on the side of, I just gave my opinion, so they shouldn't be giving their opinion, calling my opinion bad if they're edgelords. Bitch, so what? You gave your fucked up opinion. They're going to give their opinion, and maybe it's fucked up too. Get over it. That's what fucking Twitter is. Jesus Christ, why are we even doing this? All right, guys. I'm gonna end this video in like 12 minutes, but I gotta read through so many chats that that I well, maybe not. Hopefully not that many, guys. Let's see if we can just get this really fast. DNA Crows reminds me of saying young and dumb. Yes, Mike Walters, indeed it does. Kyle Jordan Gaming, these kids' words are hurting me. The stupid is causing me physical pain. I'm allergic. Buddy, I am right there with you. I'm starting to break out in a sweat. I'm feeling fucking ill right now. It's just so much hypocrisy and smug bullshit right now from the young ones that I actually regret not being a fucking boomer right now and not understanding how fucking laptops and interwebs works. Oh, man. Oh, man. Yes, okay, so Lady Titania. Oh, where did everything go? There we go. No, Mike Walters. Wonder who is worse, David Hogg, Greta Thunberg, or this guy? LOL. You know what, man? I will tell you right now, this dude is definitely ain't that bad because he's so, well, it depends on what you think. He's so full of shit that you can see it through him. You can see through his bullshit. Whereas with Greta Thunberg, as terrible as what she wants to implement is, she actually believes in the things that she says. But I would 100% give it over to David Hogg, because David Hogg is as plastic as it fucking gets. He is David Hogg is the sort of dude who will sell out anything he believes in the second he thinks it will gain him just an inch of clout. He gives the dumbest hot takes on Twitter, and it's like there's no thought put into it at all, right? He's just parroting what he heard somebody else say. But he gets a lot of attention for the Parkland shooting and coming down on gun control, even though his takes on gun control, or really anything, are objectively fucking stupid. And I think it's hilarious that after getting rejected from Harvard and being mocked for being rejected from Harvard and suing somebody for mocking him for being rejected from Harvard, then Harvard just happened to accept him back in. That was really funny. So I would actually give it to David Hogg, because that kid don't believe in shit, and he's willing to use his status as a Parkland shooting survivor to get ahead. I think the man's a fucking scumbag. I'm gonna call him the man now, because they ain't a kid anymore. Yes. Origami, Tom should have cut the edgy humor. He had been warned that something like this would happen, but he chose to stay the edgy route. YouTube doesn't want that anymore. It's only a matter of time, to be honest. Yeah, that's the thing, right? It is. It's 2019. His channel's already at high risk of being banned, and you're out there publicly calling him a racist. Well, implying very heavily that he is a racist, and that he's pandering to a racist community by putting racist imagery and jokes into his channel. I'm just going to say that if you say this about an individual publicly on Twitter, other people are going to run with it. I've had people repeating shit verbatim that you've said about this kid, and clearly has not watched Tom's videos. I had someone run in to criticize me based on your apology video without watching the video that I did, because they thought that I was someone calling you an SJW. I do not think you are an SJW, sir. I think that you are an offended white girl who is clearly grifting. You're also a bit of a scumbag, piece of shit, cocksucker. Yeah, whatever. And also a fig. And as I said already, figs are not gay people. Yes, a gay person can be a fig, but figs are just jackasses, as South Park has taught us. In fact, in South Park, they changed the legal definition of fig to mean a biker, because bikers are assholes. I love South Park. I gotta stop bringing up South Park all the time. All right, where are we? Lady Tanya, he's annoying. Freedom of speech is great until they realize we all have it. America is great. Kyle Jordan Graving, he knows because he's been clicking refresh on Social Blade every 15 seconds for the past month. No, please, I'll donate to your Patreon. Are you that done? You bargaining? I'm just saying things, don't mind me. That's what I do. Eat a jelly bean, oof, but that's just like your opinion, man. Thank you so much. Guys, look, the rest of the video is there. I feel like I would legit be accused of stealing this man's content if I didn't let you watch the rest of that. There's 4 more minutes left. It's just at this point, we've just been in a circle. He starts off by giving you a factual take on things from his own perspective, so it is biased. He then goes into his round 3, where he breaks down the previous things that he said, but he starts conflating the arguments people have made against him. And then he turns around at the very end and says, look, you criticizing me for my opinion makes you just as bad as something or another. And to me, I'm just going to say that when you willfully ignore what people are telling you, when the point is here and you are down here searching for the nazi hunt, for all those imaginary nazis, and the point's up here and you just can't see it, is because you're just heads down here. What do you want me to say, man? I thought it was a fun video. I thought we all had a good time. I hope, and I have not looked, I hope that, like my previous video on this, we are getting likes or something, or not. I don't know. But one thing I will say before we end is, please, everybody, go to www.patreon.com/DNAcrows, and all you have to do is very simple, very easy. Click on that you want to be a sponsor of this channel. Very simple, very easy. Just donate into that $1 tier, and you could be part of the channel sponsors like last month's Matt Austere, Censorship, Dank, Lord Charizard, Maximum, all lowercase the _ Waffle Nerd, and of course Devil Hunter Nero. Thank you so much for supporting us. We will be back tomorrow. Hopefully Dean has woken up. I am convinced that that little brat has fallen asleep and totally forgot about the stream. We are going to mock him tomorrow for missing out today. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. It was great and so wonderful to have you. If you guys are sending me chats right now, I will read them as soon as I drop the stream, because I already passed my phone to the side and locked it. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Bye-bye.